Welcome everybody to the live video today. Today I'll be going over review letters, some review letters on this live video. If you have any questions and comments, make sure you drop them down in the video. If you haven't already subscribed to this channel, make sure that you subscribe because I give you new tax refund updates with a lot of other tax refund information as well. Today, you guys, again, I'm going to be covering review letters. Remember, tax season in April 15th for those who watch the replay of this live video. The last day to get it in is April 15th. If you feel that you may owe on your taxes, the IRS is encouraging you to go ahead and file your taxes anyway and pay what you can after you file on irs.gov/payment for those of you who haven't already filed. Now, for those of you who already have filed, make sure if you have any questions, comments, you can post them after this video or in the chat box, and I'll get back to you. First, I want to make sure that I definitely go over understanding your CPO5 notice, and the reason I'm putting this on the screen is so many people have been telling me that they have been receiving the letter CPO5 and they have to wait up to 10 weeks, and some people are saying 60 days. I explained on my other channel, Dr. Linda Likely, about this notice. I had playlists regarding this, but I want to give a new update regarding this because there's so many questions about it. Also, in that playlist, a lot of people didn't understand on that playlist with that letter CPO5 video that I went over. I had the information on the screen. Did you see understanding your CPO5 notice on the screen for those of you who are watching? With this notice, again, the IRS says we're verifying your income tax, withholding tax credits, and business income. And if you file a return, if you receive this, you do not have to take any action. And they tell you that on the letter. And it says, please do not call us until 60 days after the notice date. And only if you haven't receive your refund or heard from us by then. So it's still possibility, you guys, if you see this, that you could still receive your refund before that 60 days ends, you guys. Okay, so please, the IRS is saying do not contact them until 60 days after the notice date. They tell you, for those of you who've been asking me how many days did they do it from that date, that you heard it from the IRS on the phone or the notice, where they tell you after the notice date. So after the notice date, they said, please do not take any action and please do not call them after that 60 days. So you got to wait 60 days to contact the IRS regarding that. If you have any questions or comments regarding your letter CPO5 letter, you can go to irs.gov. If you have any questions and concern about any other letters, then you can also do it. Right now, I'm going to stop screen sharing and I'm going to share some other letters, you guys. I'm going to remove this because under this video, if you look at the description in this video, I always tell you guys that I have a PDF download from the IRS, you guys, straight from the IRS. And it goes over all of that information that I'm sharing with you. Okay, so I wanted you to be aware of that. So I'm gonna go over, let's see, understanding your 5071C notice. Some people receive this too. Understanding your 5071C notice, don't file form 14039 identity theft affidavit if you receive notice 5071C. And it says follow the letter's instructions to provide all needed information. What is this notice about? We receive a federal income tax form 1040 series filed under your social security number or individual tax identification number. And to protect your identity theft, we need to verify your identity and the tax return so we can continue processing it. If you didn't file a tax return, you must let us know. So if you receive this notice, it's telling you that they need to verify your identity. Now, I went over verified identity on my other channel, which is Dr. Linda Likely, for those of you who don't know. You can go to verified identity If you go to irs.gov and you see I'm in the search box up here, verify identity. And when you get, all you gotta do is click it, or else you can click the link that I was in. And I'm gonna see if it's changing on the screen, you guys, for you guys. Did it change on the screen? It didn't. I might have to go back. Let me see. Sometimes when I screen share it sometimes it won't move. But you hit the identity and tax return verification service, and it tells you everything in here, and it also tells you about the letter, how to verify identity. For those of you who've been asking about identity and tax return verification, tells you everything, what to do if you did file a tax return, what to do if you didn't file a tax return, and verify an identity. Right here, sign in to verify your identity and tax return. Now, those of you who have been commenting on my live videos, whether it's this channel or the other channel, you ask me about verifying identity, I'm going to send you this link, which I've been sharing a lot of people this link, you guys, for you to go to if you need to verify identity, okay, if you don't know and you haven't. Now, for those of you who have already verified identity, I told you guys on the other videos, it takes up to 9 weeks. They tell you it takes up to 9 weeks. They tell you up to 3 to 4 weeks, but they just, they just give you that. Okay, it could be up to 3 to 4 weeks that it updates. But for those of you who don't, it's up to 9 weeks. So you have to wait until it do update. Other ways to resolve your account. It says if you can't verify your identity online or don't have the required documentation, please contact us. By the number. Now, a lot of people, it gives you a number on the letter. A lot of people have the number and they say they can't reach the IRS on the number. In that case, you might have to go into a walk-in place if it's near to you, a taxpayer walk-in to verify identity in person, okay? If you can't do it on phone and you can't do it online, then you probably going to end up having to do it in a walk-in place that's near you. To expedite the process when calling, you must have, and I just went over that notice, the 4071C notice that you received, the 5747C letter, if you received that, or did you receive the 5447C letter? Okay, you guys, so you make sure that you have that if you do when you call or in person. Make sure you have all the information that you see on the screen. For those of you who question, I always share this. For those of you who don't know, after you verify your identity and tax return information using this service, it may take up to 9 weeks to complete the processing of the return. Visit Where's My Refund or IRS.to-go mobile app 2 to 3 weeks after using this service to check your refund status. So after you verify identity, it takes up to 2 to 3 weeks. Now, it could update for you and it couldn't, which some of you have saying that you haven't updated, you guys. So I'm explaining you why. Now, you see on your screen, this is March 14, 2022, but it's still the same for 2024 for your 2023 tax return. So I'm just the one to explain it to you. So it's up to 9 weeks. Okay, you guys, and that's for everybody. If you have any questions, concern, you can always go back to this screen on irs.gov that I'm going to on verifying identity. Now, with the other letters, some people, let me go. A lot of people got different letters. So let me go to this one. I'm moving fast for you guys, okay? So let me stop screen sharing this. And some people told me that they received... hold on just a minute, you guys. Let me screen share. If this video pauses, stay with me, you guys. I'm trying to make sure that I share as much as I can with you. Somebody told me that they received this letter. They didn't receive the CP05. They said that they received the CP74 notice. So I'm covering this briefly, real quickly. What the notice is about: we're verifying your income tax withholding, tax credits, and or business income. If you file a return, you don't need to take any action. Please do not call us until 60 days after the notice date. So this is the same basically as the CP05 letter that I shared with you guys. Hold on just a minute. Did I share the right one? Hold on just a minute. I'm on this one. Okay, I was on CP05. I'm sorry. It says what this notice is about. Sorry, you guys. I was on the wrong screen. What is this notice about? We received your form 8862, information to claim certain refundable credits. After disallowance and you have successfully shown your eligibility for certain credits, claim on your tax return what you need to do. So let me move this. You don't need to take further action with this CP74. Look for your refund within 6 weeks. A lot of you have been telling me the IRS is telling you to contact them back within 6 weeks. This is the reason why, okay? See. If you don't owe other tax or debts, we are required to collect. So if you don't owe anything else, then look for your refund if you receive this CP74 notice within 6 weeks, okay? All right, it says keep a copy of this notice for your records. What if I don't receive my refund within 6 weeks? You can call at the toll-free telephone number listed in the top right corner of your notice. So if you receive this notice, you can call the 1-800 number if you don't receive your refund in that time frame within the 6 weeks. Which credit does the notice apply to? The notice applies only to certain credits you claim for the notice year and for which you completed Form 8862. Because we denied the credit in an audit or your tax return for a previous year. Credits may include earned income tax credit, American Opportunity Tax Credit, child tax credit, additional child tax credit, or credit for other dependents, okay? So if you want to know any other tips, you can go and you can read this also, understanding your CP74 notice on IRS.gov. So I'm just giving you just a brief overview of this, okay, to explain. If you have any questions and comments, okay, let me see. All right. Hold on just a minute. Trying to pull them up. You received 89662. How long does that take? Okay, let me pull that up, okay? Letter. Okay, give me a minute, okay? Star 8962. Is that regarding the premium tax credit? Star? Is that regarding the premium tax credit 8962? Okay. All right. This is the about Form 9862 tax credit. It says figure the amount of your premium tax credit, reconcile if it was any current revisions. What did it say on your letter, Star, that you received? What did you receive on that letter? Did it request any information from you? Did that letter, you said you received 8962, did, if you received a notice, okay, it doesn't give any, it usually tells you on the letter if you have an expiration date. Did your letter have an expiration date? Yes, it did. It depends on the IRS regarding it, because most of the time it gives you it depends on the IRS with that premium tax credit, and it has an expiration date and you have to put it in as quick. It depends on the IRS. Okay, so if you got it in before that due date that they had the expiration date on that form, that you had to send in regarding that premium tax credit, then they'll respond to you as long as you send it before that the expiration date, because they usually give you a date. Okay, anybody else have a different letter? Anybody else have a different letter from what she had? You're welcome, Star. Anybody else? Because I'm going over the different ones, in case there's any questions. I don't know specifically the people that are watching what letter, but I'm giving the ones that most of the people are asking me regarding, okay? Okay, it's another one that I want to screen share. So let me remove this. Long as you get those letters in and you respond to those letters, that's the important part when you have to information that they are requesting from you. Let me see. Okay. All right. Let me remove. Okay, now we're going to go over these because this is the one that I have for the download down in this video and my other video on my other channel. When you go to the description, you should be able to download this, and you can keep this as a copy. This is straight from the IRS site for these letters. Now, even though you might have a different letter, some of these letters are similar on what you should do when you have to respond to the letter. Okay, now I showed you the CP05 and the CP74 that you don't have to respond. But these are the letters I want to show you that some of them you may have to respond. It tells you. So if you download this, that's why I want you to get copies of this for the examples. For those of you who don't know what to do, it goes in details everything on here. If you have questions or need help, you can read this letter. And I'm going to go down. Let me see. Kind of scroll down to it. See? Number one, it says the IRS will send a notice to tell you about a discrepancy found during a comparison of your tax return and your payer information. The notice will explain the issues and what to send to resolve the discrepancy. Now, again, this is what I'm going over if you have a discrepancy and they have to do something on their end. It says, read the letter and follow the instructions. Submit your explanation on all documentation requested by the due date. If you have a due date, they send you a notice and they tell you you don't have to do anything like it's CP05 or CP74, which I just went over. You don't. But if they tell you you need to send up this, whatever it may be because of your tax return, you need to send it in before the due date. You have to respond to the letter, even if you disagree with the letter, you guys. And you need to write a letter letting them know why you disagree with it and all the information to support what you just wrote to them. Okay? If you do not understand, it says call the number on the letter. Most letters that you have to respond to have a number that you can contact the IRS on the letter. Call it if you need to. Number 3, the IRS will review your reply. Okay? They review whether you disagree with whatever they say. They're gonna reply to you. You just have to wait patiently on that. Okay? All right, scrolling down. Now, this is the good part. This is why I want you to download this to help you guys, because if you receive one of these notices that you have to reply to, now this just happened to be CP 2501, which is letter 2531. Just using this as an example. I like it because, again, it goes into detail. The IRS sends a notice to you because your tax return doesn't match the payer we have on file for you. Okay. Now, you see the little drop down boxes with the little arrows. It says if you agree with the notice information, sign and return the response form by the due date. The IRS will compute the additional tax due and send you the CP 2000 or letter 2030. Okay. Now, the other box on the other side says if you don't agree with some or all of the proposed changes, submit your documentation, submit your proof, submit a letter in writing, keep copies by the due date, you guys. If it has a due date that you got to send it in, do it before the due date. Keep tracking numbers. I will go certified, but it's up to you what you want to do. Okay? It's up to you what you want to do. I'm just suggesting. If you have any questions, comment during this video, you can put them in the chat again. Let me know if you understand. Okay. All you have to do, if you agree, see the arrow down? It says when you receive the CP 2000 for letter 2030 notice, verify that you agree. Sign and return it, the response form by the due date. Okay. And then it says you're done. Okay. Now, the IRS may accept your original tax return as filed and send you a letter. You're done. If the IRS doesn't accept your documentation, if you say I disagree with whatever they say, they may not accept your documentation or the proof that you or your explanation showing the proposed additional tax. And it says, please see the chart below for how to respond to the letter. Okay. So after that, you see all of that. This is why I want you to download all this information, you guys, because this will help you, even though this might be not the exact letter that y'all have, that it gives you the step what you need to do to help you. Okay. If you agree or disagree with their decision. Okay. And making sure that you do it before the due date. I want you to look at this, and let me make sure if I can see it on the screen, okay, because I'm screen sharing. It says, don't forget, if you do not respond to a notice or request or extension of time, because you can request an extension of time to respond, additional tax could be assessed, okay? Make sure, you guys, that you respond as quick as they give it to you, seeing those notices. They ask for information. If they ask for information, if they have a due date, if you don't understand, look at the 1-800 number on the notice and contact them so that they can help and go over the information regarding the form, you guys, and how long it may take you. Also, how long it may take you. So if you receive a notice and you see a 1-800 number and you say, I wonder how long, like a star just responded to me, commented, and you don't know how long it may take, if you see a 1-800 number on that letter, contact that 1-800 number. Make sure that you keep copies, you guys, of that notice. When you send it back to the IRS, I would have me a copy of that notice that they send me for myself and all the information they sent me and my tracking number. I would have it in a folder. And if you have to receive information regarding your tax return, whatever year it is, I will keep all that too. Keep up with all your information, you guys. So it also steps in the process. Step 1, review and compare information. Step 2, reply to the notice. Okay, it tells you what to do. That's why I like this when you download it. Step 3, resolve disagreements. If you disagree with what the appeal process, you have to appeal it. Okay. It explains all of that information with you guys. So this is very helpful for your records to download this. This again is straight from the IRS site. It tells you a lot of stuff to do, and it shares a lot of helpful information. Now, did anybody have the letter 12C? Letter 12C. I think I went over that last year too. This is, let me see. Letter, I had it up there. 12C. Again, you can download all of this information. It's in the description of this video, and it's straight from the IRS site. Don't need your name or nothing. It comes from the IRS site. So let's see. Yeah, this is, I'm trying to cover because there's so many different ones, you guys, and I'd be unsure of the ones that people have been receiving. Okay, this is letter 12C. For those of you, letter 12C. What is this letter about? We are sending you letter 12C because we need more information to process your individual tax return. This information can include missing forms, schedules, because sometimes that will happen, you guys, missing forms. When I filed my son's tax return last year, he filed in early February. We was wondering what was going on with his tax return because he never had to wait that long. He had ended up getting it in June. Later, I found out it was missing a form. And that's the reason why, because it didn't update. Sometimes during tax season, early tax season, our tax software, tax preparer software, sometimes all the forms are not in there yet, even though they're supposed to be in there during the beginning of tax season. They're not. And sometimes that's what happened, to be missing forms or schedules. Sometimes people don't have the Schedule C attached, and that's the reason why, or other schedules. So verification of income, withholdings, and credit amounts. Documentation to reconcile advance payments of the premium tax credit. It says, please refer to PC page for more information on the PTC advance payments. What do you need to do? Read your letter carefully and respond timely. Again, you're going to read the letter just like I shared a while ago. Even if you disagree with the information in it. So I wanted you guys to see that. You be hearing me talk, but I want you to know that it comes from the IRS. Okay? Let me see. Send us a letter explaining what information you think is in error or was wrong. Send the information that they requested. Do not, I had to tell people this last year because people got afraid when they got those notices. So instead of responding to the IRS, this is what they did. They get afraid and they file a amended tax return. Do not do that. It's only going to push it further. If you decide I'm not going to send them nothing, I'm just going to file them in the return. Do not do that. It says, when we receive the requested information, we'll use it to process your original tax return. And you won't believe how many people go and file the tax return instead of responding to the IRS. Respond to the IRS, especially they're asking you to respond. If you're due a refund, we'll send it about 6 to 8 weeks after we receive your response. So you see that star, if I don't know if you're still on, it could apply very much to you. When they get the information that they're asking for, it says, if you do a refund, we'll send it about 6 to 8 weeks after we receive your response. So make sure that you respond, even if you agree or disagree, because they're going to view it and see, okay? They're going to compare and they're going to go over it, and they'll let you know. They'll get back with you. How to respond. Fax your information to the fax number in the letter, because some letters might have the fax number. If you fax, make sure you keep up with all your paperwork when you fax information in too. You can also mail your information to the address shown at the top of your notice letter. Include a copy of the letter with your response. I always tell you guys, when you send off the copy of the letter or the letter, make sure you have a copy for yourself. You want to keep all that information that you in the letter. Also, if you disagree and you wrote a letter to the IRS, keep the letter in there too. All right? Keep the letter you wrote. Everything keep. Okay? So you will have proof for yourself, okay? I wanted to go over all this information, you guys, to help you, okay? Okay, hold on. Somebody has a question. Hey, Wendy. She's on By Grace Tax Service Facebook page, okay? Hey, Wendy, question. So I filed my taxes on February 12th, 2024. Keep telling me it's still processing. We found out I had to identify myself. Got a letter in the mail, so I did identify myself step by step. So 1 week later, it updated to being processed. So basically, it changed from still being processed to being. So many people ask me that. It's good. At least you seeing change, so that could be good. But it's still up to 9 weeks. Okay, they say up to 3 to 4 weeks, Wendy, but it still could be up to 9 weeks. But you seeing that still being processed to being processed, you see it changing, so you know it's updating. But I never got any information on my transcript, nothing at all, no letters sent, information just showed up in the mail. Now, how long it's going to take now for my refund? I just shared Wendy at the beginning of the video. I know you probably just came on, but it takes up to 9 weeks after you verify identity. It can update within 3 to 4 weeks, because I just shared that at the beginning of the video. The website from the IRS, it can do it within 3 to 4 weeks. You could see an update or receive your refund, but it can take up to 9 weeks. Okay, up to 9 weeks after you verify identity. Any more questions? And also, if you want to see that, Wendy, verify identity, I shared it. I'm trying to see if this screen will share when I go there and do this. Sometimes it doesn't. I have to. Okay, just a minute. I shared this early, Wendy, but I wanted you to see it again once you verify. Down here, a lot of people think just because it says, once I successfully complete this service, which is verified identity, because this is the verified identity page, when will I receive my refund? Now, this says March of 2022, but like I told people, it's still for your 2023 tax return. After you verify identity and tax return information using this service, it may take up to 9 weeks to complete the processing of your return. Okay, Wendy? It says visit where's my refund or use IRS to go mobile app 2 to 3 weeks. So after you verify identity, 2 to 3 weeks after using this service, check your refund status, okay? Because it could update then. But it takes up to 9 weeks. Okay. Anybody else? You are so welcome, Wendy. Anybody else with any more questions? Now, tomorrow I will be live on Dr. Linda Likely's Facebook page, my other Facebook page. You guys, I will be live because tomorrow is the refund dates, and I always go on there in case people have questions or anything regarding their tax refund, because some people get the due dates, you guys. Some people get the due dates, but then something happened. They have a tax offset or something goes wrong, you guys. And so I come back on there to see if anybody have any questions or any change to their return. Okay. So if you haven't already subscribed to Dr. Linda Likely's channel, that's my large channel. And I have a lot more people that comment on that channel, you guys. Make sure you subscribe because I go over a lot of information regarding refunds on there and give new updates, okay? And then people share so you can see what happening to their refund and stuff. And some people are going through the similar things as you guys who watch now and those who watch the replay, because people will watch it as this video goes off and they'll have questions and comments. Again, if you have any questions and comments, you can put them down after this video as well. If you feel like you don't want to put it in the chat, then you can put it after, and I always get back to you as soon as I can. Okay, you guys. Again, tomorrow I will be live on Dr. Linda Likely's Facebook page. Okay, answering questions around by 11 or 11:30. I will put up the event probably by this evening, so you should be able to turn your notifications on, you guys, and then know when I'm gonna go live. Okay. I hope all of this information has helped you. If you need it, make sure you download it in the description of this video. That IRS PDF for those letters to help you guys who have problems with it. Okay? With the review letters. If you don't have a problem, it's fine. But for those of you who do and don't understand, I'm letting you know, okay? Again, Wendy, okay. Again, thank you. You're absolutely amazing and so helpful. You are so welcome, Wendy. I'm glad that it's helping you, okay? And I hope all of you guys will receive your tax refund soon. Y'all have a great day.